Hello, Hola, Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao Namaste. Peace to all. This is the Pink Elephant in the Room conversation. And today we are going to discuss flowing like water, doing what serves you. There's a statement that a man that many of us know as one of the world's greatest fighters had stated, and I loved his saying. Water flows. You want to be like water. When water goes in a cup, it becomes the cup. When water goes into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Be water, my friend. And that was a saying from Bruce Lee, one of the greatest fighters in martial arts. And flowing with what serves you. Why is it important to flow? We constantly push against the grain of what society tells us we should be doing, we should be working towards, etc., etc. And then we have this in the back of our mind telling us, well, I desire to do this and that. But society, or maybe family, or maybe friends would say, in a sense, maybe it's safe for me to go this route. Some people might not desire, and I'm not saying everybody, but some people might not desire to be the doctor. Some people might not desire to be the engineer. Some people might not desire to be the nurse, the lawyer, or something. Maybe they want to be the artist, the singer. Maybe they want to be the entrepreneur or whatnot. And they, or maybe they even want to be the comedian, but they may take a safe route. For example, with Jim Carrey's dad, what happened to his dad was simple, that he was an accountant for several years, but he loved comedy and he desired to be a comedian, but he never strived for it. So he went the safe route of being an accountant. Backing from that, he got fired in a sense, and him and his family became homeless. You have to be looking towards what you love to do. And yes, many of us might see this world and feel in a sense that, well, I don't know because, like, how am I going to get the money for this or that? And the thing you have to look within yourself is to flow with that, to know within self that you will have the answers to all your problems. If you desire to manifest that, you can manifest that. But you have to be choosing that. That has to be a choice, first of all. You have to keep out of your mind the ideology that I don't know how I'm gonna get here and this and that. And yes, it's a work in progress. This isn't something where I'm gonna say easy said. It's like that easy, like a click of a switch. It's not. But when you are constantly in rotation and reprogramming the mind from that ideology, you will change the way you do things. But you have to be willing to work towards that and pushing yourself. You can't just feel like I have to work in order to make money. But you can keep doing that forever and still not make enough to get to where you say you desire to go. You have to be willing to take the risk because you have to realize at the end of the day, it is your choice, it's your desire, it's your dream. You choose to have that dream. And to Mizzy, hello. Good to see you. But you choose the dreams that you desire. No one can choose that for you. It's up to you because of the fact that you have to realize no one's going to love you as much as you're going to love yourself. If you desire to be those things, whatever your dream is, whether it's to be an entrepreneur, whether it's to be the artist, whether it's to be the comedian, whether it's to be maybe someone in the medical field who is maybe the first surgeon to do something, etc., etc., you have to be willing to put in that work for yourself and not let people tell you what you can and can't do. People are going to say that all the time because what you have to realize is history repeats itself constantly and consistently. History will tell people this all the time, that when someone creates someone had told them that that is impossible. And what blows my mind is that people do not observe history, that we feel it's impossible. You can't do that. You can't be the best this. You can't be the best that. How is that a thing? When you see people who create things that seem impossible, you can't allow people to believe. you can't allow people to stop you from those ideologies. If you want to be an inventor and you desire to create something that can actually change the world, and people are telling you it's impossible, it's never going to work, you could never be the greats or this and that, you don't have the skill set, you don't have the time, you don't have the will or anything like that, and they keep saying that over and over, let them be. Because what you have to understand is that is a problem with them. They have a problem with themselves believing in themselves to create such a thing. So they can't see within yourself. And that's where you have to shift the people you are around. It's like the saying, if you're around broke people, don't be surprised if you become broke as well. If you're around wealthy people, don't be surprised if you become wealthy. If you are around intelligent people, wise people, spiritually deeply enlightened people, don't be surprised if you'll be of that same energy. But you have to be willing to choose the energy you are around. You can't just think that, oh, well, if I'm around this type of person or if I'm in this environment, it's going to be okay. It will. And don't get me wrong, even if you're in that environment and you're working to strive for those things one way or another, it might take a little more time, but you will be pushing yourself and you still will get there. There's no difference from the matter. It's just, it'll take more time. And it's just the thought process. If you keep yourself there for a while and you're choosing to keep yourself there, it'll take more time compared to the person who is not choosing, but choosing to grow themselves and love themselves and be around people who love them and love themselves as well, and constantly and consistently grow who they truly are and pushing and striving for what works for them. What serves you? Does it serve you to constantly do a 9 to 5? It might serve you if you are striving for something bigger. If you keep that in mind, many people who work jobs they don't like. They work jobs that aren't fun to them or enjoyable. If you worked a job you enjoyed, you might enjoy it more to push yourself to where you desire to go. But even if you're not, keep in your mind, even for the people out there that are working jobs they don't desire or don't even entertain themselves with, strive for what you desire. Work towards putting money away. Work towards creating blueprints, ideas, and actually making step by step processes to get to where you say you desire to go. Don't allow things that are going on in your life to stop you. Whether you feel you don't have enough money, you don't have anything, you don't have this, I don't have a car, I don't have this, I don't have that, how am I going to make this happen? It's a choice. We can all complain about the fact of we don't have enough, or you can choose to create such things, because there is no such thing as scarcity on your planet. You are giving yourself the ideal that scarcity exists because that has been put on your planet as the status quo. And that is not even the status quo, for the simple fact that you have to understand we can give all that away to people. The problem is there is no profit to people who desire to give to those people. When we talk about third world countries that can literally save whatever they desire and help themselves, easy blueprints could be given to people in those countries to save their water supply, to save their food supply, to help with their economy. But the problem with that is no one is willing to give those blueprints or ideas away without a payment. It is always what's in it for me. And this is why, of course, you have people, even people who are watching this right now, if you're striving for those things just to create those things, don't stop striving. Create it, even if you don't know how. If you don't know how to build technology, tech of any kind, but you have this deep passion to create it, then go for it. Learn on your own how to create that technology. Learn how technology works. Learn how to build things. There was a man in Africa who was trying to learn to be an engineer. He had no college experience. He had no experience on anything. All he did was he read a few books and he went to the junkyard and started testing certain things and was able to create a robotic arm. You can do the same thing. Perhaps maybe for some people they may feel, oh, well, that will take time. I don't want to take time to work on something. The question is, do you enjoy it? What does it matter if it takes time or not, or that you feel that I need the knowledge from college or something like that? You have to understand college is not going to teach you anything. College teaches you one thing: how to keep in debt. That's what it really teaches you. You could go to college, and don't get me wrong, there are people who need to go to college for the licenses that work for what they're striving for. I'm not saying anything against that. But for the people who desire to perhaps push themselves other into other places to create other things and they feel it's a waste of time or whatever you feel, strive to create those things. Don't worry about the knowledge you feel you don't know. Work towards how you are going to make it happen and be that person who will make it happen. If you desire to be an engineer, then look into books, read books, do find, just like the guy I just told you about, and build whatever you desire, your heart desires. Do your own research to find whatever makes you happy to create whatever you desire. Don't stop at but. Don't stop because someone told you it can't work. Stop when you make it happen because this is who you are being in this waking moment of time. Flow with what works for you. You can keep struggling against what people say. And of course, like a current, it'll just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Or you can flow with who you truly are as a person. Even if you feel that it's not going to be easy, even if it feels like there are struggles, even if you have yourself, your back against the wall, even if it feels way too dark and it feels so harsh right now and you feel you're at the bottom, flow with who you truly are, because you have to remember that things do not last like that forever. This too shall pass like anything else. Everything cannot last. You being in your situation will not be forever. Something else will come up. You being thinking that I can't make whatever you're trying to create work, or whatever you're trying to build as a part of your dreams, it's not working. It can't last forever. It only keeps going on and on and on. You create your destiny. You are the captain of your ship. You are the creator of your soul. No one can change anything about you except you if you choose to. Flow with what suits you or flow with what works for you. Choose. It doesn't even matter if you're good, even if you have a talent. Let's say, because for example, I have a few talents one way or another, and I don't use all of them. But the thing is, I do flow with everything I have. And even if I'm not using the talents now, I have goals to use them later at a higher purpose of who I am. You flow with who you are. Just like I'm flowing creating these broadcastings one way or another. And even while I'm making these broadcastings, I'm flowing to create more in my life so I don't have to worry about the things that are at hand. Flow with who you are. If you desire to adopt to being as intelligent as you possibly are, like water, flow into that. Become that which is intelligent. Be it. If, like I said, water becomes the cup, water becomes the pot, water becomes the sink. Be water, and you will be who you truly are. If you desire to be the intelligent, be the intelligence. If you desire to be wisdom, be wisdom. If you desire to be your peace, be your peace. If you desire to be your unconditional love, be your unconditional love. Be who you truly are. And no matter what anyone says, keep this in mind. And I say it all the time to people because it's vitally, vitally, vitally important to understand this. That betrayal of the self in order not to betray another is still betrayal nonetheless. It is the highest betrayal of who you really are. Loving you first is more important than anything. And the reason that is so important is because who else is going to love you except for you? Who's going to love you in the way you love you? That's what you have to think about. Who is going to love you in that way? The only person I can possibly think about that will love you the way you love yourself is you. You have to be willing to choose to love yourself, to change yourself, to grow yourself, to be your peace, whatever you desire first before you change anything outside your world, outside of what you have as your goals. Because you are the water. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are divine. Remember, remember, remember that you are the gods, the goddesses, and creators within this world and beyond, and to be who you truly are. So, to everybody out there, I just want you all to know that to know thyself is to know the creator within who you are. So, to everybody out there, have a good morning, a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. And to everybody out there, peace and namaste.